Hey guys, it's me, Kisame Unlimited, and today is Sunday, and I'm trying out a new segment for you guys, so I hope you guys like it, and I'm going to get into explaining what the segment is. I'm making a new segment called Kisame's Weekly Card Review, where I'm going to talk about a new card that just came out, or a new product that just came out, or that it's been leaked that it's going to be coming out somewhat soon. Me and Spidey haven't really done card reviews in a very, very long time, and since my computer isn't really working so good at the moment, and I need to save up for a new computer, I said to myself, I'm like, you know what? I can't do my dual videos. I don't really have much to do in deck profiles, but the card reviews is something that I could showcase to you guys and I could talk to you guys about, and I could toot the card or boot the card and say if I like it or not, and I feel like that would be very fun. So in this video, I'm just going to talk about one single card, and it's going to be Exodia the Summoned God. Okay, I'm going to have him over here. Now, let's get into this card's effect. His name is Exodia, the Summoned God, like I said before. He's a dark spellcaster monster. He has to be special summoned. His effect, and he's level 10. He has question mark attack points and 0 defense points, so shield and sword his ass. Cannot be normal summoned or set, obvious. Must be special summoned by tributing one forbidden one monster you control and cannot be special summoned by other ways. So I assume, when I first heard that, I'm like, is he just talking about his head? Because I haven't played Exodia in God knows how long. I'm like, what? So I was like, do I have to get rid of the head for this? I'm like, but I'm pretty sure it works for all the pieces, like an arm or a leg. But I think that's very funny. If you just summon a hand and you're just like, big Exodia out of nowhere. And I think, because he looks like he's like buff, and I'm like, I feel like, you know what he really reminds me of? He really reminds me of like those fake Yu-Gi-Oh cards, because back in the day I would go to flea markets and my mom would be like, oh, I'd be like, Mom, I want this Yu-Gi-Oh box, it's so cheap. And then I find out like all the cards were fakes, and then you come to the realization you get this really buff Exodia that's like, oh, what? When the hell did this come out? Wait, this is a fake. And this is what he reminds me of. He reminds me of like those fake Exodias that are just built into one card. First effect. This card gains 1,000 attack for each forbidden one monster in your graveyard. For my first immediate thing, I was thinking about Exodia, so I was like, so is this like this all over again? Alright, his second effect is unaffected by other card effects. Now that's pretty handy because it gives him some resistance to a lot of shit, and I like that. Alright, next effect, number 3. During your end phase, add one forbidden one monster from your graveyard to your hand. So I'm like, so if you have the right type of deck, you could just shove all your shit to the graveyard. As long as you have him and you could count on him, you'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna, like, I'm trying to remember that card. Fuck, it's like something merchant. Damn, I can't think of his name. Magical Merchant, yes, there. It's like if you flip him, throw like your whole deck to the fucking graveyard, and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna wait each turn. I'm just gonna get like all my pieces back. 1, 2, 3, haha. And his fourth effect, he's like, I'm like, damn, you got a lot of effects for like one guard. And none of these are necessarily really bad either. So it's like, and then his last effect is when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you could reveal any number of forbidden one monsters in your hand, and if you do, draw one card for each. And that's his last effect. But when you really think about that, you say to yourself, like, at most, if you'll have 4, because if you have 5, you won. So most of the time, the most you can draw from this card is like 4 cards. But at any point, it's still a draw factor, and I feel like in the game, you need to incorporate one of 3 things. You need to either have destruction, searching / speed, and you need to be able to dominate the field. And I feel like being able to draw, leads to those other 2, and I feel like that's pretty handy. To give my honest opinion of tooting or booting the card, because a lot of cards that they're either ass or they're really good. Personally, I kind of would boot it, but it's kind of like a boot and toot, because it's like, I boot it because a lot of people would probably just prefer the regular FTK Exodia, and not many people are really going to want to sit down and work for it. And that's kind of what this card is meant to do. It's meant for you to sit down as an Exodia player and work for your victory. And that's why I would toot it, because I feel like that's how Exodia players should play. You should work for it. You shouldn't sit on your ass and Upstart Goblin a Royal Magical Library of victory. I feel like, I think that Exodia should get more support, that it could walk on its own 2 feet and win in a very unique style. And I feel like Konami has the ability to do it. And maybe if you guys will like, maybe I'll do a Could This Be Meta. I'm probably gonna boot it, because it's one of those cards where it's like, in my opinion, I like it. I think it's really cool. But in the metagame, I do not see a card like this being used, because I feel like most people are pretty lazy when it comes to Exodia based decks, because I feel like if you're playing them currently or prior to this card, it's a pretty lazy deck. So if you're going to walk around with it, it's one of those things where it's like most people are going to see the FTK and like, why would I waste my time working for it? But in my opinion, that's how I feel about it. Personally, I hope that they continue making more Exodia cards, that it pushes a whole different style of Exodia decks onto Exodia players. Some maybe would want to take that alternate route just because they like Exodia as a card. And I think it would honestly make the game much better, because I feel like Exodia has gotten such a bad rap as like a card that honestly has grown on all of us that got us into the game to being shifted as this demonized card that's like, oh, you're a troll deck if you come at me with Exodia. So seeing Exodia on his own, walk on his own 2 feet, is pretty fun. So but at the end of the day, I'm booting the card as a whole for now, because if they make more support, I'll toot the deck. But for now, I'm going to boot the card. But if you guys would like to see more tooting and booting from Kisame's weekly card review, don't forget to like the video. Since this is going to be the first time of this segment, every like is really going to count in this video, because if this video does really well and I see it by the like ratio, I'll say, you know what, you guys really want to see that, and I'll make sure to keep this as a weekly card review. Now, if you guys don't, I'll probably just move on and try out a different segment. But like I said, I have to try new things to see what you guys like. So, and maybe if this segment continues doing extremely well, maybe I'll just make this a permanent segment along with my 6-pack of paint challenge when I get a new computer. So I hope you guys are very interested. I hope you guys actually like the new Exodia support. I just hope they just keep making more support and making more cool cards for them, because they haven't made any support since, I'm pretty sure, Exodios, unless I'm mistaken. And I feel like I would like them to get more direct support, like kind of, because I view Exodia a lot like the Monarchs, because I feel like I could see a whole bunch of little looking Exodia monsters that do little things, and I would like to see that, but I can't, I can only hold my breath and wish for the best. So if you guys like the video, or even enjoy the video in the slightest, click the like button. Leave your comments below of a card you would like to see me do in the Kisame's weekly card review. And if it gets a certain amount of demand, I will feature that card in this segment. And I will either toot the card and give you my opinion of why I think it's good, or boot the card and say why I think it's going to get overlooked and why I think it's not going to do anything in today's metagame. Okay, so I thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. And don't forget to check out the 2 previous videos, and I will see you guys later.